Utinni!
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Today is June 12th. So it is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and welcome to Utinni Designs, where we talk about Star Wars, lasers, 3D printing, do-it-yourself type crafts and items, graphic design, and the like. So tonight we're going to talk about some products that I'm producing to combat a problem with the Micro Galaxy Squadron line of Star Wars collectibles, and that is stands. A lot of these ships do not come with stands, so I am trying to fill that void by creating stands with my laser and clear acrylic. So some of you have seen the Ahsoka stand that I did a video on, and that the Hyperdrive did a video on, as well as, let me remember what his name is now. I apologize. Enewtabie, Enewtabie, Enewtabie. He also did a review video on the Ahsoka stand recently, so that was pretty cool. Who do we got with us? We got Brett, Collecting with Cool. What's up, buddy? Glad to see you're here. So if you haven't checked out the Hyperdrive or this Enewtabie, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Go check them out on YouTube, and be sure to like and subscribe to their channels, and that way they can get some views and whatnot. So yeah, let's hop into it. So I've been doing some acrylic stands. Like I said, some of you have seen the Ahsoka stand and maybe a couple others. Some of you maybe even have already purchased some stands from me. But I wanted to show some of the new stands that we got. I know it's been a while since I've been online because, well, I've been busy designing stands and getting things going. So let's switch cameras here. And here we go. These first two, hey Flex, welcome to the show, buddy. These first two stands are the Slave One stands. Now they are both the same vertical piece here, okay? But the bases are different. So we have the mythosaur skull that can be used for any of these Slave Ones. There's technically 3 Slave Ones out there. There is the Book of Boba Fett, there's the Jango Fett, and then there's the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett version. So for the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett version, I did the Han and Carbonite stand here. And these stands are posable. So you can, if you want to do a canted flight, you can do a canted flight with these. So see how that's not straight now? Here, let me move this, and there we go. Now we can see a little bit better. And you can see the Han and Carbonite down here. And it says Slave One at the bottom. And then if you want straight flight, you can do straight flight. No problem. So that is the Slave One stands. 2 different bases. If you want to pose them like this, where you have two or even 3 different Slave Ones, you do need to purchase the full stand for each one, and then just let me know what base you want, either the mythosaur or the Han and Carbonite. So get a little look at the base here, how it goes around. This one was one of the first ones that they released, and it wasn't really super detailed. where this one has a little bit more of a paint app to the ship itself. So you can see the difference there, just in the paint app, even on the back side. So some of the Micro Galaxy Squadron ships do have several versions. Some of them are the same mold of different paint applications. So that's why I did different stands for the bases of these. So plus it just looks great in your collection when you have 2 or 3 of these sitting there, and you got a Han and Carbonite, maybe you got a Mythosaur, and the other one, the Book of Boba Fett. I have not designed a stand for, but it can go for the Mythosaur as well. So pretty cool little stands. And that's what it looks like without the ships on them. Just so you get a visual of that. So let me put these ships down somewhere here. And we can move on to the next stands. Hey, Janine. Glad you could join. So again, those are the 2 Slave One bases and stands that I offer for the Micro Galaxy Squadron. So let's move on to the next ship. The next ship I think I'm going to show is one that we've may have seen before. I don't recall. It's been a while. But hang on here, I'm getting a message. Oh, okay. Guess they said that that won't work. All right, so here's a Y-wing stand. Now this does come with straight flight and banked flight. It is currently in banked flight mode, but it's a nice little stand. Gives you a couple little posing options, and then of course you can flip these around and whatnot and adjust it how you want. But mainly it's these 2 modes, the banked flight and then the straight flight. And I'll point it up here so you can kind of see the bank. There's Frankie. So that's the Y-wing. We also have a new one that I don't think anybody has seen live yet, and that is the Millennium Falcon. Now this will fit any of the Jazwares Millennium Falcons currently that I'm aware of. And we just need to get it on the stand here correctly. Make sure I get it in there. There we go. So there you have the Millennium Falcon taking off from Docking Bay 94. Yeah, I'm not falcon around. So yeah, it's a pretty cool stand. You really only get this one angle with it, and with the bigger ships, sometimes that's all I can squeeze out of these stands without having tons of pieces and making it super complicated. And so I try to do what I can to make the stands functional, as well as give it some nice angle to it if the ship allows it. Some of these ships are pretty top heavy and tipsy, but this one's pretty rock solid on there. I mean, I can take it and shake it, and it's not going anywhere. So there's the Millennium Falcon stand with Docking Bay 94. And let's see, the next big one that we have is the biggest ship currently offered in the Microgalaxy Squadron, and that is the Ghost. And I'm just going to make sure that we get this on here. And there is the Ghost. That thing is a huge stand, or a huge ship, I should say. And it is in a banked angle. That is the only angle that I offer in this stand. But it is a banked angle, so it does give some pretty cool flight to it. I wish I could get my camera a little bit down lower so you could see it, but I'm just going to raise it up here. So there you can see kind of the angle it's at. It's actually more dramatic than what you see on camera. But you can also add the Ghost ship to the back of this. I mean, this thing's stable. It's not popping up. I'm pressing on it. It's not moving. So you can add the Phantom to the back of it. Sorry, I said the Ghost, I think, but you can add the Phantom to the back of it. No problem. Now, I do believe you can also somehow attach Y-wings to the edges. I'm not sure. But technically, I think you could probably do that if you wanted to for the docking. I'm not exactly sure how they attach or if they attach, but there is enough room on both sides that you could do that if you wanted to. So that is the big Ghost. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Falcon looks badass. I think I just put the Falcon in the box upstairs. You'll have to go get it. Do you have to make room for the one-to-one Falcon? Yeah, gotta get that one-to-one. That'd be awesome. But it's a pretty cool stand. I'm very happy with the way it came out, and this is the biggest ship currently in the Microgalaxy Squadron, next to the Ahsoka, and then the third biggest ship is the Millennium Falcon. So there's a little bit better look at the stand there. You got the Rebels logo and the little I call it nose art that's on the Ghost, and then here at the bottom you have Ghost. So pretty simple stand, but believe it or not, it took a while to figure out how to angle it without it shifting weight and just completely falling off. So glad I was able to accomplish that, and was pretty happy with that. The next stand that we have, and again, this one I don't think anybody has seen, is the B-Wing. So this one has two modes. So we're going to take this piece out, and these things are tight. Some of them are tight, some of them are loose. It just depends on how the ship is designed as to what I do. But as you can see, there's two slots up here. So this would be for the straight flight. And let me just get that in there. And again, this is acrylic. You want to be careful with it. You don't want to force it. Just ease it in there, kind of wiggle it, and get it down in. And here is your B-Wing with straight flight. Let's see, what's everybody saying here? If that's microgalaxy size, I wonder what a microgalaxy size would look like. It would be pretty small, Gap. Hey, Robert. Camera looks a bit fuzzy. Okay, let me see what I can do about that. Maybe my focus point is off. Bear with me for a second. Very pixelated. That better? Could be the light. I have a light over here. Maybe that's it. Does that look better? Or it could be the fact that it's focusing on the wood grain of my desk instead of the ships. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Bear with me for just a moment. I have an idea. All right. Let's see if we can fix this. Apologize for that. I didn't realize that was happening. But let's see if we can solve this issue. I think I'm going to turn this light off. There, how's that look? Does that look better? Pixelating and laggy. That is weird. See if I can get it to adjust. Because it looks clear on my screen. Let me pull up YouTube here real quick and see what you guys are seeing. Bear with me here. That is weird. Maybe it's the let me stop my screen share. Maybe that's it. So I had a screen share going in the background, but that shouldn't affect anything. Because it looks crystal clear on my end, but I am seeing what you guys are seeing now. That is weird. Let me make sure my settings are all. It says it's on high definition. Let me switch it to standard definition, see if that makes a difference. We'll see if that clears it up. We'll give it a second. Let me move this here so I can see what's happening. No, still showing pixelated. Let's switch back to high. Take off touch up my appearance. Let's see if I can just raise this up. and see if that makes a difference. Because I didn't have the black matte on there before, so it's not the black matte. That is really strange. Well, I do apologize, but I guess that's part of being on the internet. I don't think there's anything else I can switch in here. Let me take comments off of the screen and see if that clears it up. No, still nothing. Weird. Well, I do apologize, but in any case, we'll continue on. We'll push through. So this is the straight flight for the B-wing stand. And then if you want to put it in banked flight, we'll just take this little piece out. And again, it is a tight fit. So take your time. Don't force it. Don't rush it. Because acrylic does crack. So you want to be careful. So now you can see I've put it in that bottom slot there. So now when you put the B-wing on, it is in a banked flight. So hopefully you all can see that. We'll turn it around here. Man, it really is pixelated on YouTube, isn't it? That is really strange. Let me close down this and see if that helps any. That is crazy how pixelated that is. Because I'm on a T1 line. I have 1,000 megabits per second. So my connection shouldn't be bad. But it is storming out right now, so maybe that has something to do with it. Is the audio cracking up too, or is it just the video? So we may have to recap this. Let me switch to a different camera here and see if my other camera is messed up. Audio is good. Man, that's pixelated too, ain't it? Huh. That is weird. Okay, well, let's go back and continue with the stands, I guess. So that's the B-wing. So let's see. So we got the B-wing, we got the Ghost, we got the Falcon. Let's see, what other ones we got here that we've made? Oh, okay, so we got the Razor Crest, or not the Razor Crest, the N1 Starfighter that Mando flies. So I'm not sure because of the video if you'll be able to see that, but that is the Mando helmet with the Mandalorian Creed engraved on it. And currently I have it in banked mode. So this would just slide right on. And now you have your ship banked. That thing is really lagging, isn't it? Well, it must be YouTube or something, guys. I don't know what's going on. Never had this issue before, and I believe I'm not even using Wi-Fi. I'm direct connected in, I think. Let me well, I can't double check it, I guess, while I'm here. Let's see. Lagging Jedi Niner says. All right, well, let's see what else I can come up with here. I do believe I have a network cable that I can direct connect to the computer, but I don't know if that's going to help. And I don't know where the cable is. And I don't want to dig through it while everybody's watching me dig through it on live, so we'll just continue. So again, the N1 stand, and I'll redo some of these at a later time and post them, since this video is obviously not the greatest, thanks to YouTube. So there it is in banked flight. And then if you want to put it in straight flight, you take this out and you put in the straight version. And now you have a straight flight version. And yes, I did off-center the stand from the helmet. I did that on purpose. That's not a mistake. So there is your Mandalorian N1 Starfighter stand. And keeping with the Mando theme, let's bring out the Razor Crest. So there is the Razor Crest stand. And you do have straight flight as well as banked flight with this. So if I want to bank it, I can set it just like so, and it has a slight little bank to it. If I want it straight, I just slide it in here and get it past these two little knob points, and there's straight flight. So the Razor Crest stand has a couple different flight modes with it. Well, thank you, Gap. I appreciate that. So you have the banked, the straight. You can also do a takeoff mode, where I guess if he was accelerating out of the atmosphere, it does have a pitch to it, and you can adjust that pitch as pretty much to right there. And then you can come back and do a banked. And there's a banked. And we can make that bank a little bit more extreme there if we want. So for the Razor Crest stand, instead of the crest, or the creed, I should say, that we have on the N1 Starfighter, we have a brick of Beskar that says Razor Crest, and has the mud horn on it. So hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. I know it looks blurry on my end too, guys. I really don't know what to tell you. It looks clear as a bell on StreamYards, but when I go to YouTube, it's all jangled. So there's the Razor Crest. The next one that I have is the U-Wing. So the U-Wing stand looks like the Death Star data card that had the Death Star plans on it. And we will show that with the ship in it. So there you go. Let me see if I can zoom this camera out a little bit. There we go. So there is the U-Wing. And if you wanted to, thank you, Gap. Thank you, Janine. If you wanted to, you can also move the wings. Now, what I've found is the wings on these things are not exactly the greatest because they just kind of clip in. So you want to be very careful when you move these so they don't pop out of their little deal. But here we can show that it will balance with the wings. If I can get it to, you got to get it to a certain point and then it sits. There you go. So now you can see it with the wings out. So those are really the only two ways that I could figure out how to do this. Because this ship is very back heavy, it wants to tip. So you can see if the wings are back all the way, then it wants to tip and kind of take off. So I guess you could do it that way if you wanted. You can also move the wings halfway forward. And do it like that if you wanted. So a couple different posing options. I try to get a couple out of each stand if I can. Sometimes it's not possible, and sometimes I surprise even myself. So again, this thing's pretty stable. I can shake it. It's not as stable as some of the other stands maybe, but because it does wiggle a little bit on there, but it's going to stay on there. So it's not like you're going to be flying these things around the room while they're on the stands. So I think it's probably all right. So let me put this stand over here. I got so many ships and stands here I want to show everybody. It's a giant mess in my room. One that some people are pretty excited about, and this was all the rage a couple of weeks ago on the Microgalaxy Squadron forums, was the TIE Bomber. Everybody was getting TIE Bombers. So naturally, I got a couple and made a stand for it. Now, unfortunately, the way this TIE Bomber is made, there's really no great way to let's see. I'm going to make a vintage set of stands for the Falcon and TIE Fighters and X-Wings, but it's going to take time. I'm going to hit you up for help. Yep, I actually have one for the TVC TIE Fighter, but I haven't released it yet or done anything with it yet. I'm trying to get through all these Micro Galaxy Squadrons. I got about 18 more stands to go before I'm somewhat caught up. So this one is just a TIE Bomber. It's just a straight flight. As I said, unfortunately, the way this ship is designed, there's very little room to do anything with the stand. So can't get banked flight or anything out of it, but you never see these really bank in the movies anyway. They're just flying straight over the asteroid. Now in the animated series, I think you do see them bank and stuff, but I got what I could out of it. So with the other TIE Fighter stands and stuff that you've seen, for instance, this is the TIE Fighter stand. It looks similar, but it's different. So as you can see, this is the TIE Fighter window. This is the TIE Bomber window. So I try to mimic something either that the show it was in, the movie it was in, or some type of element that complements the ship to go with each stand. So that's what I try to do. That way you don't just have a stand that just says TIE Fighter or TIE Bomber or X-Wing or whatever. I try to implement some design elements in the base just to kind of keep them, kind of different, kind of cool. So that's the TIE Bomber. And to get that back on there, right in between here is what I'm talking about. This is the very small space here. So that's where this sits. And it just sits right in there. And there you go. As my Mac tries to slide away from me. So, all right, so we've done the TIE Bomber, we've done the N1 Starfighter, we've done the Millennium Falcon, the Ghost, the B-Wing, the Y-Wing. I don't think I've shown anybody the A-Wing. So, let me get this set up. Because we do have an A-Wing stand. Even though technically this is the A-Wing from the new movies, it is not the A-Wing from Return of the Jedi because of the way that it's designed. So technically it's more of the Ralph McQuarrie style A-Wing that they tried to do in the new movies. It has a longer nose to it. But there is the stand for it. And my dog is barking. So here we go. There's the A-Wing. And then we will take this out. And again, these are tight. So you have to kind of play with them a little bit. All you have to do is just take your time with it, get it started on one edge, and just kind of work your way down slowly, and you'll get it in there. That sounds like something from a 70s movie. You'll get it in there. From down in Harlan, Texas, we sell propane and propane accessories. All right. So we saw the straight flight. Let's get the banked flight in here. may have the wrong, yep, I got the wrong little stand there for it, but there's the banked flight. Gives you the same idea. And yes, it does angle down a little bit, but that's just the way the ship is. There's not a lot of good places to hold it. So there's the A-wing. And we did the Y-wing. Let's see, what else we got? TIE interceptor. Let me grab it. Now the TIE interceptor and the TIE fighter does have the same base, with the exception of the words. And unfortunately, again, on this one, you only get straight flight. And it's due to the fact that the wings are so close together, there's no way to do banked flight on this that I can figure out. So I tried several different options, and this is the only thing I could come up with. So for an acrylic stand, straight flight is what you got. So there's a TIE interceptor. And let's get this. Let's see. We've seen the Darth Vader. We've seen the TIE fighter before. Let's do something we haven't seen. What about a T-70 X-Wing? We haven't seen one of those. So let me put this stand together here. Just like so. And we'll do a little Poe Dameron. I don't think this was actually his X-Wing, but maybe it was. I don't remember a bright orange X-Wing. But there's Poe Dameron. Or a T-70, not a T-65. If you want an X-Wing stand from me, you do have to let me know which you want, the T-70 or the T-65, because they are different. And then if you want banked flight, just like the other X-Wing, you just switch these pieces out. Slide it back on. And there's bank flight. And that video is just not getting any better, is it? Good gravy. That is ridiculous. Must be all those AI generating Sasquatches and Yetis that everybody's watching nowadays. Sucking up all the bandwidth on the internet. But yeah, that's terrible. Like really terrible. Let's see if we can. Man. So there's your T-70 X-Wing. And it does have the same base as the T65 X-Wing as far as the design goes. However, the slot had to be slightly different due to the fact that this is a lot wider distance for the engines than the T65s. I didn't make that decision. The designers at Lucasfilm and the designers at Micro Galaxy made that decision. So you will have to have two different stands for those ships, unfortunately. I think I have one more stand to show, and it's one I just finished today, and nobody has seen this yet. And it is not even up on the site yet for sale, but I'm going to show it anyway. So there is a Jedi Starfighter, the Delta Jedi Starfighter, not the Interceptor, with hyperspace ring. And as an added bonus, obviously you can remove the hyperspace ring from these ships. So I had to make sure that it was going to work with or without. The hardest thing in the world is to get this hyperspace ring off without snapping it. So now we just have the fighter. And there's straight flight. And if you want banked flight, oops, we got you covered. So there's a little bit of a bank to it. See if I can get it to stay there. I think it's because I'm on an angle here. There we go. There we go. I was on an angle. So there's banked flight that way. Banked flight that way. And again, straight flight. And it does fit the hyperspace ring. So that's the latest one. Again, it's not up on the website yet, but it will be probably by this weekend, as well as the T70 X-Wing from the prequels. Or sequels, or however you want to pronounce that. The latest movies with the new X-Wing design. So that wraps it up in less than an hour, I think. 48 minutes. Even with crappy looking video. I cannot believe that video looks that crappy. That is just insane. And it's got to be the connection to YouTube or something. Because this makes no difference if I put it on here. If I put the comments up. And I don't think there's anything I can adjust. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. So still got a few people watching. So I appreciate the support and everything. If you want to pick up these stands or get anything laser engraved or whatnot, you can go to UtinniDesigns.com. That's www.utinnidesigns.com. Also, be sure to check out the Spice Runners tomorrow night. Let's see here. Let me find it. Tomorrow night, Spice Runners at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also be sure to check out my buddy Rex at Millennium Workshop. Janine over at Jedi Niner on YouTube. Oh, Janine says there's no Spice Runners tomorrow night. So, sorry about that. Maybe I'll do another stream. Maybe the internet will be working better tomorrow night. You guys want to see me again tomorrow night? One thing I do want to show, and I know the video is probably still crappy, but my buddy Rex over at Millennium Workshop has some new swag. So be sure to check out his swag shop at millenniumworkshop-shop.fourthwall.com. And you can pick up this cool Greedo shirt. Look at that. That's friggin' sweet. And it even comes in extra fluffy. Just for me. So thank you, Rex, for making that. He actually has 2 different Greedo shirts on his swag shop. So that's something you definitely want to check out. Again, there's the link to go buy that. And let's see. Let's go ahead and I don't know if it'll work or not, but we can try it. We'll see if we can show the new and improved Utinni Designs website. So let's share this. So there is the new website. Again, because this thing is lagging, I'm not sure why, but there is the new site. So we can go to shop, we can go to micro galaxy stands. You can see all the micro galaxy stands that I offer, and more will be added soon. You can see pictures. You can come in here and you can see that it's a laser cut acrylic, that they're built per order. The ship is not included. And then I even have a little history and background on the ships down here a little bit further on the ship page. Also, any orders above $99 in the United States gets free shipping. So if you're in the United States and you want micro galaxy stands and you want to buy more, you get a better deal because you get free shipping. And let me tell you, shipping's not cheap. I can tell you that shipping one of these stands is about $6 to $8 depending on where you live. So most of the stands for the fighters and stuff are $10, and then for the bigger ships, it will vary from $25 to $15. That's just the way I've set it up. So here, like on the Slave 1, you come down here and you choose your base option if you want the Carbonite or the Mythosaur, or you can order both if you like. You can also go to my swag shop from here, and you can order t-shirts and merch and whatnot to help support Utinni Designs. We got hats, we got t-shirts, we got desk mats. So be sure to check that out. We'll go back to the website, the new website. So you can buy our laser jigs if you have a laser. You can buy 3D prints. The other thing I put in here recently is the Micro Galaxy Squadron stand or series plates. So I had a request from a collector that says, hey, I bought a bunch of your stands. I really love them. But now I want to show what series each ship comes from. And by series, I mean in the line. We are at Series 9 right now with the line of ships. So I created these 3D printed series tags that they can put in front of their ships. So he was very happy with that. And you get all of them, the full set, for $10. And it doesn't matter if they go up to Series 25, it's going to stay at $10. And you will get all of them. You don't have to buy them separately. You get the whole set. So let's see what else we got. We got custom door hangers. Now these I do not ship just because of the weight and the size. But I do offer custom door hangers that are painted with UV paint that is UV resistant and weather resistant. So here's a 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's see, what's the other door hanger I got in here? Excuse me. The other one is Life is Better at the Lake. So I do make those. And I will be adding more and more stuff to the site itself. But obviously tonight we're talking about Micro Galaxy. So here are all the Micro Galaxy stands that I currently offer. There's 2 pages of them. I think there's, let's see, there's 6, 9, about 18, 19 stands right now is what I offer. And I have a box full of Micro Galaxy Squadron ships that I'm designing stands for. So hopefully by the end of all this, I will have a stand for virtually every ship out there, minus 1 or 2. Because some of them I just can't afford to get because they were in the first series or the launch edition, and they are $100 a ship right now. I'd have to sell a lot of stands to pay for that one ship. So I'm definitely trying to get as many of the stands made as possible and as quickly as possible. So please keep that in mind. These are made per order. It's not like I have a warehouse or a stockpile of them sitting around. So when you order something, I custom make it, I test fit it, I package it, I ship it. So hopefully that gives you a little insight and look into the little world of Utinni Designs and Micro Galaxy Squadron. I don't know if the video got any better or not. It looks like it's still probably grainy. Man, I wonder if that's just StreamYard or what. But in any case, I definitely appreciate all of you watching. We're an hour into it, so I'm going to let you get back to your Thursday night. And I hope you all have a great weekend coming up. Remember, it's Father's Day weekend, I believe, coming up. So tell all them dads out there that you appreciate them. And until next time, I will try to be on here more often. But like I said, I've been busy designing stands and getting things going, getting the new website going. But I will try to make a little bit more of an effort to get videos out and live streams out, and so you can see my pretty face more often. So again, Thank you to Rex for the awesome shirts. I love them. Thank you for all of you for your support and buying the stands and other wares that I offer. And have a great weekend. And until next time, may the force be with you.